not exactly a fan of the power company. Obviously, I'm a fan of them when I go to turn the light on, but with the prices and stuff that they're charging, and nationwide they're going up. The nationwide average right now is around 14 cents a kilowatt. Luckily, right here in FPL, we're at about 11 right now.
Even
But
California is 17.
I thought it was 22 out there. I think
You might be right.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy what it's doing. But the entire point of it is, regardless if it's 11 cents, if it's a 14 cents, if it's 22 cents, it doesn't matter. If you're wasting power, you're wasting money. That's
Correct.
across the board. So if you can save yourself a little bit of power that you're just basically burning, throwing it away right now by something running inefficiently. Um, as Angel says, the maintenance is everything. If you take a car and you never change the oil in it, you never change the air filter in it, you don't really expect to get the greatest gas mileage out of that vehicle. Um, but by maintaining it properly, by having somebody clean it, go through, change the oil in the system, to change out the air cleaners.
So
And things
changing
like
the
that.
oil is like cleaning the air conditioner. I mean, that's us changing the oil in your car. Cleaning the coils of the air conditioner will allow it to run more efficiently. And think logically and try and understand that a coil being dirty will not allow the right amount of air to go across it. When that happens, the refrigerant inside the system doesn't change state. The refrigerant inside the system is made up of gas and the liquid. And that gas and liquid, as it goes through the system, it changes state. It goes from a gas into a liquid,
And back again.
and back again. Correct. And it's doing that at certain parts of the system, absorbing the humidity out of the air. Okay, and then it releases it outside. When the air push comes across the coil, you can feel hot air coming out of the top of the fan on the unit. That's your humidity coming out of the house.
Well, and it's also a sign too, showing you that it's directly connected to how well that coil is working. Because
Correct.
if that coil is blocked, obviously the heat that's coming out of the top of that, or the airflow that's coming out of the top of that's pretty important.
Yep.
So the more you block that off, the more it's choked off, and the more that it's, when you have someone come out and they don't take the time to clean that, they don't pull the top off the unit, they don't, spray the coils from the inside out, pushing the dirt out the way that it came back in. It's just not going to, it's not going to work efficiently.
Correct.
You just can't do it.
Correct, and they won't check the fan motor for the amps, because a lot of times
Yep.
what happens is, if the coil is choked up, you can't move the air that you need to, the fan motor will start to wear and tear on it, because it's pulling air through nothing, or it's basically running into a brick wall, because there's not enough air coming across. So your amps are going to skyrocket, which means your electric bill is going to go up, and a lot of times you're going to burn the bearings on the blower on that motor. And before you blow the bearings on that motor, what happens is the shaft loosens inside the motor, and it drops the fan blade a little bit. And when that happens, your air is not now it's not pulling out of the top; it's actually coming out of the sides of the air conditioner, which makes it very, very inefficient. And at that point, your compressor starts to suffer a little bit as well.
Yep.
Because you're not moving the air properly, and the refrigerant is not changing state. So you're putting liquid back into the compressor, and the compressor is designed to compress gas, not liquid. So when you put
Exactly, yep.
liquid inside the compressor, you're killing the compressor.
It's the same thing as driving
It's
down
like
the road
putting
and water
liquids
into
in
a
your
car.
lungs. You put
Well-
liquid in your lungs, and you got a problem.
Yeah,
Huge problem.
or driving through a mud puddle with these rainstorms that we have.
Correct.
I'm sure there's a couple people out there that have driven through some water and sucked some in and destroyed an entire engine.
Correct.
That's essentially what you're trying to get your compressor to do. It's just obviously not, it's at a smaller amount, but it's not going to destroy it immediately. But over time, beating it up and making it work, having to compress something that's 10 times the pressure that it should be, is obviously going to wear that thing down,
Yeah.
cause it to heat up. Like you were saying too, when you're blocking that coil off on the sides and you're not letting the air come through, keep in mind that compressor is sitting there getting hot. So it relies also on you pulling the heat away from the compressor.
Correct.
So the fan does multiple things there, and it's a simple thing. All it is a fan, and a lot of people don't realize how important it is. As soon as that fan stops working, you'll find out real quickly, because the air is not going to.
Oh no,
It's not going to be cool.
That temperature rises faster than the air conditioner breaks.
Yep.
And that's what Air Cooling Services can do for you. We can come out and clean the air conditioning system and educate you, whether you use our services moving forward past that inspection or not. you're educated. You're a more educated consumer, and the probability of you getting taken advantage of will shrink dramatically. And just a matter of trying it out. We're running a special
Absolutely.
right now for our snowbirds that are going to be going back out of town shortly. We want to offer them the $35 for 35-point inspection and give them a buy one get one. So call us here on the radio or call us at the office and let them know you heard us on the radio. You can also find this coupon on our website at www.andcooling.com. That's andcooling.com. Or call the office 941-926-6969. That's 941-926-6969. You're more than welcome to call us here and ask us any questions, any topics you want us to talk about, any questions you may have had, or any
Experiences you've had over the last couple of weeks with this cold weather. A lot of people have just now turned on their heat a couple times, and we've had quite a few calls for that. The heat strips are completely burned up, or the wiring's all melted inside of them. Anything that you've experienced is, if you turned on the air conditioner and it's burning, it smells like it's burning, and you're not sure what's going on with it. Or you're just used to it and think it's normal. That's not normal.
Nope.
That means that there's something building up inside of the heat coils, or the electric coils inside of this unit to burn, essentially.
Yeah. Or it could just be a loose wire. It could be just as simple as a loose wire, and there's voltage going across it, making it vibrate, and then it touches the wrong thing and it shorts. So give us a call, 1-866-252-1450. That's 866-252-1450. If you just want to schedule your maintenance and get the buy one get one free, so you get one now and then one when you get back in the fall, you can do that as well. 941-926-6969. That's 941-926-6969. And you probably are asking yourself, how do we go about making sure that the air conditioner is working properly? And it's very simple. It takes a 60 to 90-minute process. The technician will
and that's important. That's one of the most important parts, is the amount of time that it takes, because a lot of these companies will come out and they'll say, oh yeah, we'll do a 35, 45, shoot, some of them are 125 point inspection, which is crazy. But I think they're checking each individual run of copper on the unit.
Yeah, oh my god.
But they're there for 15 minutes. You can look at 10 things at once, but if you're not checking them individually and actually doing a thorough inspection of them, as well as the cleaning those 35 points, you're not really getting the benefit of it.
Well, the fact of the matter is, Mike, is that our industry is not as lucrative as it once used to be. When there weren't as many contractors as they are now, or as many non-licensed contractors that are all out there taking advantage of people. People are just afraid nowadays to call a service guy to be preventative. They just much rather wait till it breaks and then have someone come out and fix it. That is the most dangerous thing to do. To be reactive to a situation, you need to be proactive and find that contract. There's still a lot of good contractors out there. There's still a lot of good people that will provide the service, like And Cooling Services, and provide guarantees to provide peace of mind in doing business with our company.
And keep in mind also too that these units, if it's still under warranty, they only have a certain amount of time that the parts are under warranty.
Correct.
So putting off these just the normal maintenance, where you can catch something in the beginning to keep it from becoming a problem, or if it's been something that's going on with the unit that's been an ongoing thing, and your warranty is getting ready to run out, you want to find out right before that warranty runs out whether there's something that's going to be 2 weeks from now, after my warranty expires, it's going to break, and I'm going to have to pay thousands of dollars for this part.
On top of that, if you don't, if something breaks on the air conditioning system, it creates a domino effect. Sometimes one little capacitor will create your fan motor compressor to go. But a relay can create a short and break it, kill the breaker or the disconnect box, or the fan motor or anything. Electrical problems are very unpredictable. You can't predict what they're going to do. And you can even fry your thermostat from a power surge on the outdoor system or in the indoor system. So these are things that are unpredictable but can be catchable in the maintenance. EPA did a study a while back I think 6 or 7 years ago about preventative maintenance or breakdowns on air conditioners, and they stated that 86% of breakdowns are usually caused because of lack of preventative maintenance. And the warranty companies is another thing you have to worry about, because if your air conditioner is breaking down a lot more frequently than it should, they're going to ask questions. They're going to want to know why this fan motor failed again in 2 years, why this compressor is gone in 6 years.
And keep in mind, this is an insurance company. They're not there so that you can pay them a small amount of money and they pay for big, huge repairs. They're not going to.
Nope.
They're going to cover small stuff here and there that's wear and tear, but you are responsible for the maintenance. And if the maintenance hasn't been done, then they're not going to cover anything.
For example, your compressor is fried. You had a power surge and it fried the compressor.
Not going to do anything.
Not going to do anything unless you can provide them proof that you had a surge protector protecting your investment. And then in some cases, the insurance company will cover the part, but then you have the deductible. Now your surge protecting company, if you bought the right surge protector and you registered it, will pay the deductible for you. Up to $1,000, I think, in some cases. So understand that there's ways to protect yourself from and protect your investment, and not have to take food off the table to fix the air conditioner so you can be comfortable. So you have to be proactive. You have to know what you're dealing with. You have to wrap your arms around the air conditioning system and understand what you've invested on. If you got a higher efficient air conditioner, a lot more rooms for error. There's circuit boards, there's 24-volt connections, there's variable speed motors, there's capacitors, there's relays in the system. These things are expensive electrical parts that will not take too much of a beating.
And not only that, too, because they are high efficiency, they're designed to run within a narrower band of functionality. The duct system has to be right. The electrical, stuff, the current coming to it has to be protected and surge protected. It has to be right. The installation has to be, it's 10 times more important on a high efficiency unit, how it's installed, than it is on a low efficiency unit. And it's the little teeny things that you as a consumer are not going to know about. It's the company that's going to put it in, whether they care enough to do it the right way. And this gets back to us, talking about maintenances and things like that, and choosing your air conditioning company before something is broken, before you have to replace it. Because when you wait till the last minute and you haven't had a normal maintenance company come out, you're losing two things. One, you're losing efficiency on the unit. You're costing yourself money on the power bill. You're also causing premature wear and tear and breakage on the unit. But what you're also costing is the experience with that company to find out how good that company actually is. Do they really care about my air conditioner? Are they taking care of me? Do they have my best interest in mind? What happens when something breaks is you just call the first person in the phone book that you can find that has the biggest, prettiest ad, or the first person that'll show up. And sometimes you'll call 2 or 3 people, but the bottom line is you're not seeing them when they're doing maintenance for you, when they're not making a ton of money off of the job that they're actually doing. So, of course, if you're waving thousands of dollars in front of someone's face, which unfortunately, when these things have to be replaced, that's what it costs, is thousands of dollars. You're going to get
national average is $6,500.
Exactly.
So don't be leery about the $3,200 air conditioner that somebody wants to sell you. Can it be done? Yes, it can be done, but you're not going to be able to find that guy 2 or 3 years later when the capacitor breaks or your fan motor blows, because of the lack of attention to detail that he took installing that air conditioner. So understand that the air conditioner, the investment on the air conditioner is not what you paid for it. The investment is how long? How much is going to
cost me over the next 10
to 15 years? Air conditioner should last you 15 to 20 years. Bottom line, if you take care of it, it will last you 15 to 20 years. Easy, and you only have 10 years of warranty. So take advantage of those first 10 years and really treat that air conditioner like you love it, and you'll be surprised how long that things will last you. And you get in a routine where the air conditioner now is expecting to be clean, and it knows that there's a cleaning coming and it's going to run efficiently. Period. And if you don't do something, you're doing something by not doing something. And you're going to pay for it either way, either to the power company or to the repair guy that's going to come out there and rip this thing apart, because there's 4 or 5 different wrong with it because the coils were dirty.
Yep.
And then on top of that, you have to clean the coil. So at that point, the coil cleaning is going to be more expensive.
Yep.
You know,
Which is why it's important to
Correct.
find this company when they're doing a maintenance.
Correct.
Because, like I said, if you're waving thousands of dollars in front of somebody's face, they're going to put on their best song and dance for you. They're, oh, we're the greatest company, this and that and everything else. But what you find out generally is 6 months later when they come out to do a maintenance, they're there for 15 minutes. They probably don't even spray it off with a water hose. If you're lucky, if they do, you know, but they're not going to be the company that's going to come out and take care of you the way that you need to be taken care of. They're not going to be the company that's going to come out and maintain this unit the way that the manufacturers require, because they have to. These things have to be stripped and cleaned. You can't clean it just by looking at it. It has to
from
be
the
taken
outside.
apart. Yeah,
From the, guys, $35 for 60 to 90-minute education and cleaning on your air conditioning system. $35 to wrap your arms around your air conditioning system and understand exactly where you stand with it and understand where it's going to take you. If you don't know where it's been, you don't know where you're heading. So it's important to be in tune with your air conditioning system. And if there are problems that are going to be coming up soon, then you're prepared for it. You can prioritize. You talk to your technician. What are the priorities here? Should I change the capacitor first, or should we buy a different filter? You using this filter, you know, continue to use this filter until you can afford a better one. But the capacitor is a priority. So when in the next week or so, it should be in your best interest to put some money aside for the capacitor.
Yep.
And in the meantime,
it's when you get blindsided is when it
Exactly.
sucks. It's just, you know, it just whacks you, and then you've got all these other plans for the money that's
It
laid
takes
out.
one power surge, and we have in Florida, from what I understand, there are 1,100 power surges a day in the state of Florida. So it takes one power surge to take out the capacitor that was weak. Now, because the capacitor was weak, it didn't protect your fan motor or compressor. So that power surge made it through that electrical system and got into your more expensive parts. So it's important to understand where you stand with the air conditioner. I'm offering $35 for this inspection. It's an introductory inspection to our new customers that are going up north, back up north. If you live here, you're more than welcome to experience this. If you're a new customer, 941-926-6969. $35 for 60 to 90-minute cleaning and education on the air conditioning twice. So I'm offering you $35 for 2 maintenances. These things are, I mean, I charge $179 for a maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
For true maintenance, if you're a new customer, you were to call me and say, how much for a maintenance? $179. I'm giving it to you for $35 to show you that we are going to take care of you, that this is the company to do business with. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But now you're at least more prepared. Now you are educated and you know exactly what to do.
And keep in mind too, when we're saying that it's, you know, it's normally $179 for this maintenance, this isn't just your run-of-the-mill maintenance. This is literally tearing this unit apart. This is pulling the top off of it, cleaning everything out of the bottom of it, making sure the drains are cleaned out, spraying a coil cleaner on the inside of the outside coil. And then washing it through and then going through every connection, checking all the fittings, checking to make sure that your valve sealed. I had a member of my family, essentially up Jacksonville, and it was coming out, and they tried twice to sell him a new unit. And the only thing that it was just the little valve where you check the refrigerant pressures.
My father-in-law, two weekends ago, his transformer went out in Lakeland. I called out the company. I made them aware that I own a business in Sarasota that's an air conditioning company. I'm aware of this air conditioner because I've serviced it. I helped them install years ago. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I am aware of this air conditioner and the history of this air conditioner. It's in good shape. They don't ask the air conditioner to do much. He sets it at 81 degrees because he's 60 years old and he doesn't need much to live. And its transformer went out. That's all it was. So we called the guy out, and he's offering me 2 transformers, one used one and a new one. The new one was $350. The used one was $179. I was like, I don't understand, man. What do you mean a used transformer? It's an electrical part. How do you know that this transformer is going to last? I don't know.
And
that's
where
why I'm only
a used transformer from. Like
he took it from somebody else's system, probably.
Exactly.
You know, and they're recycling parts.
9-year-old system that he hadn't taken care of, and it broke and tore all the pieces. So then he went in and he pirated the unit and took all the pieces out so he could try to resell them.
This happens, guys.
And that's what these
it happened to me, and I own an air conditioning company, and it happened to me. My father-in-law had to experience that, and what I was going to do. You know, it's either deal with that or have to drive 2.5 hours to go help my father-in-law. He needed heating right away. It was cold. You know what I mean? So we took care of it. But you know, those are the little things that will set an experience take it down the wrong path,
Quickly.
and now you hate all air conditioning companies, but it's not all of them. There are a lot of good guys out there still.
Yep.
Do your research, understand who you're having coming over your house, and ask for their credentials. Period. Call the county and find out what this company is about, how many permits they're pulling a month, and what is their fail to pass ratio. If they're learning
Oh
in your
God, that's
house,
scary when you look at some of these
it's
companies out there.
important. It's
Oh,
important
gosh.
because they're learning in your house. They should be training in their warehouse,
In
in
the
their
office.
facility,
Yeah.
not in your house. That's not fair to you. You paying for those mistakes because it's going to cost you more in power bills if we cut corners on installing the air conditioner. That's the most important day of the life of the air conditioner, is the day it's installed. $35 for a 60 to 90-minute cleaning, and you get two of them. 941-926-6969. That's 941-926-6969. Or go on our website, www.andcooling.com. There's a lot of good coupons in there. There's a lot of references in there. You got some good testimonials from consumers that we've done business with that are very happy. There's a lot of reviews in there from all of our customers that we provided service for. There's pictures in there before and after on the maintenance that we've done. I mean, we literally take the air conditioner apart, and you'll see a big difference between when we first got there and when we leave. The air conditioner, there has to be some difference. The air conditioner is working 6 months without nobody touching it. You're going to see some decrease in the efficiency
Exactly.
and how it works.
Yep. It's just human. I mean, it's just, there's no way that it can't do that. These things are constantly running. They're constantly inhaling air and exhaling air.
Hair.
There's yeah,
Hey,
not
there
hair,
may be
but
some hair in there too.
Yeah, exactly. Believe me, I've seen some with some dog hair, some hair. I don't know.
I pulled enough hair out of a condensing unit to probably build a cat.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly.
I don't know how you build a cat, but you could probably
You could
build
start. You
all
got
this
one part
hair.
of it done anyway. But yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. These things constantly are inhaling and exhaling air, and there's dirt, there's dust, there's molds there's mold spores in the air. There's pet dander, there's dead skin floating around. And 92% of dust is nasty stuff. It's all kinds of bacteria and everything. And that stuff has to go through the air conditioner, and it's just constantly being inhaled and exhaled repeatedly over and over and over.
In an environment that has all the ingredients for environmental growth. It's dark, it's damp, there's a change in temperature all the time, and and now you're adding a food source, and dust, dirt, hair, the dead skin that we shed on a daily basis. All of these are food source for environmental growth. Put a piece of bread on the counter and add some water to it and let it sit there. Watch what happens. It's a science experiment. Same thing happens in your air conditioning
Don't
system.
try this with a piece of Kraft Singles cheese, though. That stuff will just sit there and look at you for years.
Oh yeah.
I was watching something that you can't even light it on fire. It doesn't even burn.
Kraft cheese?
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff. But it's just it's just the fact that these things have to be cleaned. You have like I said, all these changes going through the system, the change in the refrigerant pressures and the levels, and going from a liquid to a gas, and inhaling air and exhaling air, and having to move it through your home, and the temperatures that has to deal with it being, especially lately, it's one day and then it's freezing cold, it's switching back and heating. Your electrical work out right now because day to day, you never know. I mean, sometimes during the same day, sometimes you have to run the heater at night and run the air conditioner during the day.
You got lizards that get caught up in the blades. You got snakes that get caught up in the blades. I can't tell you how many times you pull a lizard from a contactor that was burnt up because the lizard just fried the contactor. The snakes getting wrapped up in the fan motors.
I had a
huge problem.
I had a thermostat the other day that a palmetto bug had got inside of and shorted out the thermostat.
See, these things happen, guys. So it's important. It's important. Give us a call. $35 for 2 maintenances, one now and one 6 months from now, for $35. 941-926-6969. That's 941-926-6969. It's been a great show, guys. We'll be back next week. We'll talk more about the no breakdown guarantee right here on the new sunny 1450 and 1320.